Alright guys, before we get into today's video, we gotta talk about something very important. So first things first, I just wanna say, I love my balls. And the thing is, in this world, when you really love something, you gotta take care of it. And trust me, I've been taking care of them. And it's all thanks to the fine folks at Manscaped who sent me a bunch of cool stuff from their brand new Perfect Package 4.0. Because of this package, my balls are now smoother and cleaner than ever, and it legit makes me feel like the sexiest man alive. This right here is the Lawnmower 4.0, and I swear to God, this beautiful thing will mow your lawn like no tomorrow. This is Manscaped's 4th generation lawnmower, and honestly, it's the best one yet. This trimmer comes with advanced skin safe technology, which reduces nicks and cuts on the most sensitive regions of your body. And yo, the best thing is, this beautiful machine is waterproof, so you can easily take this in the shower with you and just do your thing. You just wirelessly charge it with the dock and it's ready for 90 minutes of use. So no matter how hairy you are down there, you charge this thing once, you got 90 minutes to just do your thing and just go off. If that isn't enough, you honestly might need a real lawnmower. Also in the package, you also get the Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant along with the Crop Reviver Ball Toner. I'm not gonna lie to you, the ball deodorant is actually pretty amazing. Here, let me do a live demonstration for you guys. You just put some here and you just... But yes, for a limited time, you get all this shown on your screen, plus 2 free gifts, a travel bag and the Manscaped anti-chafing boxer briefs. So you pull up to your girl's house wearing these and honestly, it's a wrap. So yo, support the channel, support your balls, go to manscaped.com, get the Perfect Package 4.0, use your boys code WrestlingGifts at checkout to get 20% off your order, along with 2 free gifts and free international shipping. Manscaped, the perfect tools for your family jewels. Let's get into the video. In the 2000s, you had to pick a side when it came to many things. You were either Team PlayStation 3 or Team 360. You were either a Kobe fan or a LeBron fan, Crosby or Ovechkin. Who had the better diss track, Jay-Z or Nas? Team Edward or Team J... Wait, this is not my Twilight fanfiction channel. Never mind, scratch that. What the fuck? And the most important question without a doubt was, were you on Team Smackdown or Team Raw? Back in the day, as I've said many times before in other videos, Smackdown vs Raw was more than just a video game. This was our wrestling version of Crips vs Bloods. You had to choose a side. I don't care if you watch both, deep down everyone had a favorite. And the thing is, when I look back at it, I was no doubt, no questions asked about it. Through and through, I was a Smackdown kid. UPN, CW, My Network TV, it didn't matter what channel. They could have put it on the goddamn Hallmark channel and I would have been there watching it every single Friday. Smackdown in the 2000s was just awesome. There was just something so special about Smackdown. Just seeing this logo, seeing this stage, I get the warm and fuzzies. Especially when Smackdown became Friday Night Smackdown. When you're older, the last thing you want to do is spend Friday night inside watching TV. But when you're a kid and it's Friday, it's time for the weekend, there was nothing better than going home and waiting for 8 p.m. and watching Smackdown. There was no better way to start the weekend. Smackdown in the 2000s just felt right. Listen, I watched Raw. I loved Raw. I had fun watching Raw. But if I could only choose one show to watch from back in the day, I will always choose Smackdown. And the best part was, everyone was watching Smackdown. I know for a fact that so many kids grew up just watching Smackdown as their WWE fix because it was on network television. I had so many friends that didn't watch Raw because they didn't have cable, so they couldn't. But they never complained because Smackdown was all they ever needed. The stage, the colors, the aesthetic, the roster, it was so chill and such a different vibe than Raw. Raw always felt like the super try-hard, sweaty-ass show, whereas SmackDown was honestly the wrestling we all wanted to see. SmackDown was the show where John Cena got his start and became the GOAT. This was where you would see Rey Mysterio jumping out the sky, just doing his thing. There was no way in hell that Rey Mysterio would have ever gotten the same chances he got on SmackDown on Raw. To simply put it, SmackDown had all the real ones. They had Angle, Rey, Eddie, Cena, and then Batista, eventually Booker T, Benoit, the cruiserweights, the tag division, and SmackDown was the place where you got the Undertaker. If you wanted to see the dead man, he was SmackDown all the way, which was a huge draw. When they announced like, oh, next week on SmackDown, the Undertaker is back, yo, you best believe that everyone was hyped and we would wait the entire week just to see the Undertaker. Was his entrance gonna be longer than the match? Of course, but we were still so excited. And even I have to give credit to none other than Edge. Edge carried SmackDown so hard you would have thought it was Lita. But when I think back of SmackDown in the 2000s, one thing I remember is how the mid-card was filled with the most random shit, but it was still amazing. This was the time of the boogeyman, the weird ass creep who ate worms and crawled on the floor bashing a clock on his head. Simon Dean, the personal trainer. MVP, the guy who thought he was an NBA free agent. Deuce and Domino, the tag team which was stuck in the 1950s. They legit had a pirate running around, Paul Burchill. And if that wasn't enough, how about Vito? Vito wrestled in a dress, and this was his finisher. Oh my god, this is why I don't tell people I'm a wrestling fan. As dumb as some of those were, it was still fun and it was still all good because at the same time you had Batista and Rey Mysterio tagging together, Edge cashing in, the ring breaking, or Great Khali squishing Rey Mysterio's head like a cantaloupe, making every kid traumatized. For real, when this happened, I thought Rey was actually dead. I mean, look at him. This was the one time where I really hoped wrestling was fake because I didn't want my boy Rey Mysterio to be dead. But yeah, man, regardless of people dying, it was a good time. You had everything, and it never felt like a chore to watch. Whether it was King Booker, who I hated, but looking back, this man is a comedic genius. You would have rap battles, you would have Teddy Long doing his thing, Kurt Angle on a wheelchair, Jesse and Festus. Yo, this was the funniest thing ever. They had Festus, a man who was whatever this is, okay? But as soon as the bell rang, he became goated, just a straight out beast. I remember when Shawn Michaels pulled up on SmackDown to mock Taker, and yo, every time a Raw man pulled up on SmackDown, it was actually a big deal. And of course, the night that I was depressed after watching SmackDown, it was Jeff Hardy and CM Punk in a cage match where Jeff lost. He had to leave the WWE and he lost. So I spent the rest of the night on my PSP listening to Linkin Park in the end. I literally thought I was never gonna see this man again. You had Edge marrying Vicky Guerrero just for Triple H to show everyone that he cheated on her with the wedding planner. And off the top of my head, there are so many random matches I remember. SmackDown was just the wave. It was kind of like this. Raw was the show that the company made, which they did everything they wanted, but they kind of let SmackDown do its own thing and kind of just use that to give what the fans wanted. So SmackDown in that sense was always just fun. Except when JBL was the champion, that was kind of rough. But yo, I'm not gonna lie to you, when this man went hunting for illegal immigrants at the Mexican border, that is top tier, one of the funniest segments in wrestling history. This was something straight out of a South Park episode. He was literally Cartman at the Mexican border. SmackDown was just a show where you spent your Fridays watching. Your family probably sat with you and watched it, even though half of them probably hated wrestling. Your friends probably came over after playing outside and you just all enjoyed it. So much talent, so many great matches. Every week there would be a fire match or a segment, but SmackDown was the wrestling show, whereas Raw was the entertainment show. SmackDown was the show where you saw your new favorite wrestler slowly become somebody. It was the show where the WWE sent their wrestlers that they thought were kind of on the B tier to go do their thing, but they were still so awesome that in my eyes, they were the A tier. At the end of the day, as much as I loved Raw, it always felt so extra and too much. Yeah, it was still fun, but SmackDown was the sweet spot. When I think of 2000s wrestling, I think of SmackDown. My fondest memories are me sitting there with my mom on Friday nights watching SmackDown. Batista versus Taker in the cage, Rey Mysterio just doing his thing. Even the 08 to 09 era was a fun time. Obviously, the WWE in the 2000s, I loved it, my childhood, blah blah blah, you've heard it all before. But when you really dig deep, SmackDown, like I said, SmackDown was the wave. SmackDown is a large part of the reason why it was so special to us in the first place. Friday nights, 8 p.m. on the CW, I was hype. Just take me back. In the comments below, let me know your all-time favorite SmackDown moment from the 2000s. And before I leave, I think it's time to hit you with the greatest theme song of all time. Biscuits and gravy!